So many challenges to start our conversation from, insecurity, leadership, politics, the list goes on. As an elder statesman and a son of repute, tell us, sir, what were the challenges or what's the root of the problem of our nation today, sir?
The root causes of our problems are poverty, unemployment, disenchantment, lopsided appointments, and of course, general frustration, caused essentially by successive governments in it. But I think what has happened in recent time is that the security architecture of the neo-colonial state has almost collapsed under the Buhari administration. You must find out, why are people poor in the midst of plenty? Why are young people, young men and women, looking for jobs that are simply not there? Why is the Central Bank of Nigeria, instigated by the IMF and World Bank, devaluing the currency, the naira, through dollarization? But when you look at these problems, you discovered that the government is implementing neoliberal economic policies which are meant to promote poverty. And when people are poor, when people are frustrated, they begin to think of either separatist agenda or, asking for balkanization of the country. Because they believe, wrongly, that, if we carve our own enclaves, maybe things will be better. But unless you address the socioeconomic foundation of the crisis of underdevelopment, you can never get it right.
I want to focus on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the 1999 Constitution that is still guiding us. Sir, would you be saying that we're due for reforms now? Because a lot of different pockets of people have been calling for constitutional reforms. Are we due for it? Are we ripe for it? Or is there no need, sir?
We're more than ripe for it. Because the constitution we are operating was imposed on our country by the last set of military rulers. In fact, what we call the constitution is actually Constitutional Promulgation Decree number 24 of 1999. It's a decree signed by General Abdulsalami Abubakar, just like 1979. The 1979 Constitution, Decree 102 of 1979, was signed by General Olusegun Obasanjo. So, since 1963, we haven't had a constitution enacted by the Nigerian people. And so, if we have to have a constitution of the people, we have to have the representatives of the people to midwife a constitution for the country. But if you have imposed constitution, a decree that was enacted by military dictators for a unitary system of government, because you just said now, that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Do you have a Federal Republic of Nigeria? You have a unitary Republic of Nigeria. So unless we go back to the basics, we're not going to get it.
Section 143 says that provision for impeachment. The nation knows that National Assembly has the power and they are yet to use it. So my question now is, does this apply that they support the government's inefficiency? Isn't it a time that Nigerians look into the house selected for senatorial representatives, sir?
If the government of the day can no longer meet its basic constitutional responsibility, the National Assembly will have to move to embark on the process of impeachment. We're not talking of a coup, impeachment. And how do you go about that? The National Assembly members may not be willing because it's generally peopled by the members of the ruling party as well as others who are really not disturbed by the virtual collapse of the country. So it is the duty of Nigerians, it is the responsibility of Nigerians to mobilize and mount pressure, sufficient pressure on the National Assembly to take urgent steps to save this country from total collapse, because it's collapsing now, so that this country does not become a failed state. Now, how do we go about that? Take Lagos State, for instance. There are 3 senators. There are 24 members of the House of Representatives. We must now begin, Lagos being a leading state in the country, we must begin to engage our legislators. Each of our legislators has a constituency office provided for in the budget. But how many times have we found out, particularly the elite, if I ask you now, you're not likely to know your council. You're not likely to know the chair of your local government council. You're not likely to know any of the 40 members of the House of Assembly in Alausa, not to talk of the 24 people in the House of Reps or the 3 members of the Senate. So we now have to take our political destiny in our hands and stop waiting for politicians who have their own agenda